Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. Hope everybody is you have a great week. I'm excited because we have another master class coming up. My first master class off of my course, Crushing Limiting Beliefs, that I designed over 6 years ago. Um, if you haven't signed up, I'm telling you, you're going to want to sign up for this course. It's tomorrow at noon CST. But even if you can't make it, enroll in the course because I'm recording it and you get the playback for free. But that's not it. You also get entered into a drawing where I'm going to pull two names from a bag of the people who have enrolled in this course, whether they're present or not. I'm going to do it during the course so everybody can see it. And I'm going to read the names of the people I pull. I'm pulling two. I'm going to give those two people a $10,500 platinum package. That means they get to work with me directly one-on-one for 52 sessions plus over the course of a year. We're going to work on the things that they want to accomplish most. We're going to get them headed in the right direction. We're going to get them to actually achieve their goals. And this is what I do. My platinum package is my flagship. It's where I work with most of my one-on-one clients. But I'm going to gift it to two people who are enrolled in this course. Whether you make it to the course or not, you're going to get to see the course and you're going to get to email me your questions about the course. But more importantly, you're going to be entered in the chancellor. And everybody who is enrolled in the course who doesn't win will get a chance to get that $10,500 platinum package for 90% off the day of the course. It's only good for the day of the course. I can't have that kind of investment floating around that long, but I want everybody who attends this to really have a chance to work with me. And I know everybody is not in a position to afford $10,500, but I'm going to put that out there for the day. So everybody has a chance to win, but I want to talk to you. Every day I get on and I give of myself. There is so much free content that I provide, in addition to books and a bunch of other things that are extremely affordable. I literally do writing and video content and audio content on a daily basis because I want to inspire people. I want to encourage people. I want to inform and empower people. And so I put that out there. And the thing that I'll tell you is it's easy to get caught up in your emotions. It's easy to get caught up in the hype of the inspiration and the excitement and the passion at which different people do what they do, including myself. I want you to get charged, but you have to understand if you don't take the charge and actually take a workable process and apply it with that energy, you're just going to wake up every day looking for that emotional charge. And that's why so many people in religion, especially Christianity, have this lack of dynamic force moving in their lives because they've gotten to the point where they become addicted to the emotion. They show up on church, they get sung into a stupor, then the pastor preaches them into an emotional fury. And then they get to work the next day and they get into real life and they get into situations and it starts to wear off. So now all of them, by Tuesday, they're just looking forward to getting back to church again. Same thing with these inspirational messages. They're good. But if all you're doing is waking up every day and watching them and you're not taking some type of system, some type of plan, some type of force and actually applying them, then what's going to happen is you're just going to find yourself every day being addicted to a charge that's producing nothing in your life. And eventually you're going to get worn out and you're going to get frustrated and you're going to become convinced that nothing's going to change in your life. You have to literally be the force of change in your life. So what I wanted to do is show you the basics of what we're going to do tomorrow. There's a scientific process to what I do to help people. I'm not just saying, I don't sit in front of my people and just go, oh my God, you're going to do good. You're great. You're awesome. It's about understanding how people get where they're at. It's understanding. That's what Visionetics is. The Visionetics Institute comes from a concept of understanding the power of the self-image. A person's self-image is going to dictate how they move in life because it's how they see themselves in the world. It's how they see what's possible for them in the world based off of how they see themselves and how they perceive others perceive them. So it's really important to understand how to construct the self-image, how to reconstruct the self-image, how to deal with limiting beliefs. And that's what I do with my clients on multiple levels. Even when it comes to healing trauma, we have to confront what's going on the inside. The problem is never what you're seeing on the outside. It's how you perceive what you're seeing. And that comes from the inside. So we have to literally deal with that. So when we talk about this course that I'm going to be teaching tomorrow, I want you to understand that when it comes to limiting beliefs, the beautiful thing about this all, the number one principle of anything that we confront tomorrow is going to be what? That you are the editor of your life story, meaning that you were born into a story. You may have been born poor. You may have been born to parents who are addicted to drugs. You may have been born to abusive parents. You may have been born into a situation where the family had never owned a business. Nobody in the family had ever graduated from college. All of these different things was the story you were born into, but you were also born with editorial powers. You were born with the ability to sit up and say, I don't like the way the story is going, so I'm going to rewrite it. But in order to rewrite it, I'm going to have to examine the beliefs that I have. Hello, Marley Mar. I'm going to have to examine the beliefs that I have about myself to find out why I move and think and operate this way. And one of the things that limiting beliefs, there are some things that are real easy to identify. Limiting beliefs, a lot of times will start off with I never, it always. And those are automatic lies. Never, always, enough. So when you sit up and say, I never win. Yeah, you win. You just focused on the loss. You focused on losing. You focus on the losses. You focus on the negative. So many people out there can't see the beauty of their lives because they're focused on the negative. Whatever you focus on, you feel. So the first thing is you got a narrative been written by a false erroneously lined up perception of reality. You focus on the wrong thing. You focus on the negative thing. You literally have been conditioned to see what's wrong versus looking for the things that are right. So you're going to have a heavy weighted idea of what's possible in your life solely based off the fact of those beliefs. What happens is you get to rewrite the narrative. You get to say, I don't want to be this. I'm going to be this. Life is going to be, and you get to write that. You get to explore the possibilities of what you can do in any given situation. So in essence, what I'm trying to get you to understand is you're never stuck. There's no such thing as poverty being your lot in life. There's no such thing as suffering being your lot in life. There's no such thing as pain being your lot. Yeah, you're going to experience some things. I tell people all the time, pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. What's the difference? Pain is things you're going to come to. You're going to experience loss. People are going to do things to you that hurt you. You're going to lose people along the way that's going to hurt you. You're going to lose things along the way that's going to hurt you. You're going to have setbacks and disappointments that will hurt you. But when you identify with the pain at a level that you camp down in it and you wallow in it, now you're suffering. And suffering is a choice. See, you can sit up and look at the pain and say, this is just momentary. This is temporary. I'm telling you, I've been there before. I'm telling you, I'm in a situation where I'm going through a painful situation right now, but I refuse to allow the pain to identify me. I refuse to allow the circumstance to identify me. I know who I am. So even in darkness, even in difficult situations, I live my life based off of who I am, not where I'm at, not what I'm going through, not what I feel. I used to tell people all the time, when it comes to my wife, I don't treat my wife based on how I'm feeling at any given moment. I treat my wife based on my responsibilities to God and my wife. And what that means is there's never a time that she's ever treated less than any other time. Why? Because I'm not treating based on what might be going on with me or what may be going on between she and I. It's based off of what I have a responsibility to do. I have a responsibility to wake up and show up. Same thing in life and business. Same thing in life and the other things I do in the community. I have a responsibility to show up. So I show up. It's not based. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes I'm like, I'm getting my butt kicked and I don't feel like it. I just want to fold up like a lot of people do. But my responsibility says, get up and go make it happen. And so I understand that when I get up and I go make it happen, things change. So you got to understand that's the first. What's the next thing? You got to find a point where, your story diverges from reality. I just gave you some. Anytime you start talking about I never, it never, I always, there's a divergence from reality because nobody always, and you, but what happens is you start to buy that narrative. I never win. I can't win for losing. You got to pay attention to what you say. I can't win. I never win. Somebody else always wins. It's never going to be that. I'm pretty sure the person who won the last raffle I had for platinum tickets. Matter of fact, she told me I never win anything, but I decided to go ahead and sign up, and I won. And she spent a year with me. She was shooting for her RN, and she was going through some challenges, and she was starting to question it. We got her through that. She has an RN now. She's in a new phase in her career, and she's doing great. But it starts with challenging those falsehoods in the narrative. And then even when you look at it and say, okay, this part is real, but I don't like it. You don't have to live it. You can rewrite it. You're never stuck. That's the beauty of it. These are things that we're going to touch on tomorrow. Number one, you have editorial powers over the narrative that you're living in your life. You can rewrite it. You can literally sit up and say, I don't like this story. I don't like how it's going. I don't like how I look in it. I don't like the way I'm being portrayed. I'm going to change it. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to set myself up. I'm about to explore the extraordinary. I'm about to explore the phenomenal. I'm about to explore exceptional. And I'm about to see things that I've never seen before, do things I never did before, because I'm capable. That's a rewriting of a narrative. We're going to do that. We're going to deal with the divergence from truth. Then we're going to ask ourselves at an even higher level, how true is it? These limiting beliefs that I've accepted, are they really true? Or I'm just living in a box created by my own mind? I'm telling you right now, the only limits that you have in this life are the ones you accept with your mind. If you decide to release those limitations, you start the immediate process of exploring beyond the boundaries of the box you've always lived in. This is what I get my clients to do. I get them outside of that box. I get them to explore things. There are so many things beyond what you've seen, so many things beyond what you've experienced, so many things that you have a capacity to go out and achieve, but you're stuck in that box of lies that told you you can't do something, that box of lies that said it was beyond your reach, that box of lies that told you only certain people can have that, the box of lies that sit up and said, because you come from this background, you are predicated and relegated to this particular situation, this particular circumstance. You will never, ever be able to rise above it. That's a lie. And you've got to confront the lie. You've got to get outside of the box. And once you get outside of the box, you will realize and you will sit up and look, I cannot believe that I stayed in that box that long. I cannot believe that I sit up and actually believe that this was all that I could do. And now you're going to start exploring things. Now you're going to start reaching for things. Now life is going to start to look wonderful and beautiful. Why? Because you're not damned to something you don't like, damned to something you hate. You now can sit up. Do you realize that 85% of the population in the US wakes up every morning and goes to a job they hate? 85%. Do you realize that over 80% of first heart attacks are on a Monday morning between the hours of 5 a.m. and 12 noon? Guess what they're doing? They're on their way to their first day back to a job they hate, that they don't get a break from for another 5 days. They're at the height of their stress. But the thing is, you're not stuck there. You don't have to live your life in a place that literally has you constantly stressed out. You have to make a choice to get out of it. That's what this course is about. This course is about exploring something beyond anything you've ever been into, anything you ever thought, anything you ever imagined, anything you ever wanted or seen for yourself. It's right there, but it's outside of that box. You got to get beyond the walls of the box. You got to get out and you got to explore it. You got to get around people who will challenge you. You got to get around people who will encourage you. You got to get around people who are going to get in your ear and tell you things about yourself you might not have even known. You need people who are going to fan your flames. But you got to be willing to get outside of that box, because they're not in that box. The people who are going to fan your flame aren't in the box. The people in the box want to make sure you don't get out of the box, because they want as much company as possible. They want to be where everybody's complaining, but nobody's doing nothing, because there's no accountability, because everybody's satisfied with being average. Everybody's satisfied with being mediocre. That's not where you're going to win at. Where you're going to win is when you decide to step outside of that box and explore what's outside. Yeah, it's scary, because when you get outside of that box, now you're accountable. When you get outside of that box, now you're responsible to the things you say you want to do, the life you want to live, how you want to grow, how much money you want to save and build and generate, what kind of life it is, what kind of family. Now you're responsible. Now you can't sit up and blame it on the job. Now you can't sit up and blame it on your parents. Now you can't sit up and blame it on your surroundings. Now it's up to you. Yeah, it's scary, but I'm telling you, it's fulfilling. You got to get out there and experience it, but you're going to have to get outside of the box, because inside of the box are the limitations. We're going to deal with all of this on tomorrow. If you haven't signed up, you want to sign up. Yes, I'm telling you, I'm coming there tomorrow to deliver this course that I designed over 6 years ago in a way that it has never been delivered before. It's done great work in self-paced environments where people have bought it and used it for themselves, but I'm going to be there to help you walk through it. I'm going to be there to answer your questions. I'm going to show you why you've been doing what you've been doing and how to change it. I mean, literally change it starting immediately. There are some things you can do immediately. You got to guard your self-talk. You got to be conscious of your thoughts. You got to make sure that you are able to replace your thoughts. You got to have some in-place automatic affirmations. When you start thinking, I can't do it, that's got to be something that says, I can do anything. If you're a Christian, you need to be saying, I can do all things in Christ who strengthens me. You got to be saying it enough to where it's replacing that thought. You got to think about it. You got to be able to visualize. That's what visionetics is. Visualize yourself living the life. You got to be able to visualize. You got to be able to think. I remember going through a time in my life, which is one of the most challenging times, maybe outside of where I'm at now, with all things being considered. But physically going through, it was definitely the roughest time of my life. And I'm sitting there and I'm going through this thing, and people are looking at me and saying, he's in denial. Maybe you need to go talk to him because he's too happy. He's too excited to be where he's at. You got to go talk to him. He's in denial. He may need some help. And so they would come to me and say, hey man, with everything you're going through, what do you want rocking around here trying to help everybody else for? What are you walking around here smiling about when you're going through this? And I told him, I said, see, the problem is you're too focused on where I'm at. See, I'm operating in the moment because I have to. I have to put in the work. I'm operating in the moment. I'm doing the things I need to do. But see, I'm not living here. I'm living in the future. I'm already seeing me come out of this. I'm already seeing what it looks like to win. I'm already in the moment of what this perseverance that I'm practicing now, what it's going to produce for me in the future. So you're seeing the circumstance. I'm working the circumstance while living in the reward. That's why I'm smiling. I'm already standing in the moment because I can see it. And if I can see it, I can feel it. If I can feel it, it can shift my emotions. It can change. I'm telling you, you've got to learn how to do these things. And this is what I teach. Don't let life trap you. Don't let life trap you in the box. Don't let life trap you into those limiting beliefs. You got to also, here's a big one. Self-appreciation over self-deprecation. I see way too many people talking down on themselves. I can't do this. I'm not as good as that. I'm just average. I'm not as smart. I'm intellectually challenged. I'm not good with money. I'm money literate and I'm financially literate and everything else. Stop speaking down on yourself. Start speaking up. I can do anything. I'm learning. I'm expanding. I'm growing. I'm developing power, limitless power. I'm about to move into something exceptional. I'm about to experience something extraordinary. I'm about to manifest something phenomenal. You are going to have to learn how to speak things that are not as though they were, or you're going to constantly speak your circumstance. You're going to constantly speak your past. And when you consistently revisit your past for permission to have a new future, you recycle the past because the past can't tell you how to create a future that the past has never experienced. You're going to have to create that from a place that has never done. You're going to create that from your imagination. You're going to have to explore the ideas and thoughts of what super abundance looks like to you. And then you're going to have to put that out there in front of you, and you're going to have to manifest it through your speech, through your thoughts, through your ideas, through the practices that you're doing. You're recycling your past. And that familiar past is creating for you a very predictable future. And that's why you can sit up and, well, I'm going to be pretty much close to this next year. I'm going to do this. I done tried this. And the thing is, no, it's not that it's not possible. It's that you're asking permission of your past to lay a new foundation for your future. Your past has no vote on what your future looks like. because I've seen people come from immense poverty and develop wealth. I've seen people come out of prisons and start families and businesses. I've seen people come from dirt poor third world countries and create conglomerates. Don't tell me about your past. Tell me what it is you want to see in your future. Let's talk about building a future that dwarfs your past. Stop asking permission from past experiences about doing something exceptional and extraordinary beyond anything you've ever seen before. You're not going to get it from that. You're going to have to search it in here. You're going to have to believe it in here, and you're going to have to take action on it. Finally, you got to leave that old story behind. Man, it's always happened like this, man. I can think back, man, even when it came to my mom and my dad, my grandparents never did anything like this, you know. I hear people talking about, when you start talking about their first home. Well, nobody's ever owned a home. We've always, you know, maybe in the first time a little hiccup comes, but just maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe, you know, no. Let me tell you something. If you desire it, and it is a good thing to have, and you're going to do a good thing with it, it cannot be withheld from you, but you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to press for it. You're going to have to live for it. You're going to have to believe in yourself enough to push through. Most of you don't stay long enough to experience the breakthrough. Most of you give up and quit before the breakthrough, before you get to where it's at. It's there. It can't go anywhere. When you set your mind to do something and you push towards it, it has to come towards you. But you quit too soon. You give up too easy. You listen to all the negative stuff that the naysayers are saying. You listening to the people in the box. Get out of that box. I'm going to show you how to get out of that box. So again, if you haven't enrolled in this course, this is the time to do it. Tomorrow, I'm going to bring it, and I'm going to teach you. Yes, I want you to be excited. Yes, I want you to feel the passion. That's how I teach. I teach with passion. I teach with force. But I want you to there are going to be principles taught that will help you change your life, that you can apply over and over again. Every time you run into something that's shutting you down, you know you want it, but it's telling you can't do it. Whatever it is that's there, you've got to shake that limiting belief. I'm going to teach you how to do that. Once you get rid of limiting beliefs, the possibilities start to open up in front of you. Now it's just about nailing down the things you want to do and moving towards them. The world will bring them. God designed this universe to respond to faith. Now, here's something that I teach people that blows their mind. Faith is neutral. Most people, when they hear the word faith, they think positive, but no, faith is the thing you believe in enough that it impacts your behavior. That's why James says faith without works is dead, because faith will precipitate and produce action. Now, if you believe something is going to be a negative experience, it's going to produce an action, just like if you believe it's a positive experience. You're literally living out your faith. You either believe in you're going to fail, or you believe in you're going to succeed. You believe in you can do better, or you believe in you're going to always be there. What are you believing? You're going to have to change those beliefs. Again, as I say, enroll and come get this work. And the beautiful thing about this is I'm going to enter everyone who enrolls, whether they show up to the class or not. I'm taking the name of the entire enrollee list, and I'm making slots. And I'm like this, that I'm going to fold up and drop into a bag. I'm pulling 2 of those names out, and I'm going to give them my $10,500 platinum package, which is 52 plus sessions over the course of a year, where you and me sit down one-on-one, usually once a week, and we sit up and we put in the work, and I give you a plan, and I give you work to do, and I get you, we develop winning habits. We develop a winning thought process, a winning way of speaking. We develop a way of looking at life. We deal with other issues that come from childhood. Sometimes you've had some stuff happen in childhood you need to really heal from. We deal with all of that. We go as deep as we need to go to bring out the winner in you. And I'm going to give away 2 of those. You want to show up to this class, because it's going to be breakthroughs happening all up in there. I'm so excited. I get excited when I get to work with people. I do. But you're going to have to show up. You're going to have to put the work. Look, click the link, because even the people who don't win those platinum packages will get to purchase the platinum package at 90% off. For those who really want to get work, this is a chance to get with me for a year. I mean, at a fraction of what it would cost. And for two people, absolutely free, because what you're paying for is this course. You're going to get 10 times the value of what you're going to pay to get into this class, $150. You're going to get that the first 15 minutes. I promise you. Within 15 minutes, you'll have your first principle that will literally earn you back what you've spent. Then we're going to get deeper, and you're going to find out just how powerful you are. And you're going to knock yourself because you sit up and you waited so long to explore the idea. But that's okay, because you're going to make up for it in the next 6 months, the next year, the next 2 years. You're going to do some things that people are just going to be looking at you going, I never would have known. You've seen it's at least one person you looking at, you're going like, I would have never thought they would be this person. I never thought they would have blew up like this, because everybody's watching you from where you're at. Everybody's watching you for you come. Nobody's exploring your capacity. My world is filled with me looking at people and seeing their genius, seeing their brilliance, seeing the gift that God placed on them. And there's something in Proverbs says that your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. The problem is very few people are highlighting their gift, and very few people have people around them who highlight their gift. They're living and moving based on other people's designations and labels they've given them, and they're doing things so far outside of their purpose, so far outside of their gifting. No wonder they've never experienced anything, because they are moving on somebody else's timetable, somebody else's designations and assessments, and it's time to stop. It's time to show up. It's time to put in work. And I'm challenging you, if you want to change your situation, this is a great time to do it. I'm always looking for ways to get to people who may not be able to afford my platinum package, may not even be able to afford my bronze package, and that's okay. Everybody's budget isn't the same, and it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, and it doesn't mean that what I do isn't worth it. Trust me, the value is there. People wouldn't keep coming. But what I want you to do is focus on an opportunity to get in and get something done. And maybe at some point you'll be able to, whatever, but you've got to put in the work. That's my challenge to you. Go into that description box, click that link, get signed up. You will first get a welcome message from the support team. I'm staying on top of things today as much as possible. So you should shortly thereafter, they alert me, receive a message from me with the course material. Now I'm sending the entire course, which is a $400 course. I'm sending that to you. It's a self-paced $400 course. You're getting that, but you're going to get me teaching it to you tomorrow. So you've got the course even after it's over, and you can go through it pace by pace, and you can ask me any question you want via email. That's going to be on deck forever. So once you get that, so you're getting the $400 course, you're getting me, all that for $150, and you're getting a chance to win a $10,500 year-long 52-session package. So show up, be ready to put in the work. I'm telling you now, if you're not ready to put in the work, it's probably not going to work. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to go by fast, because it's going to be action-packed. It's going to be dynamic, because I'm going to be talking about real-life problems, because I'm going to ask you, and you're going to tell me, what you struggle with. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you why you struggle with it. And I'm going to tell you what you can do to change it. And then we're going to deal with it one step at a time. And we're going to go through using the 5 principles I just gave you. And I'm going to show you how to apply it to any belief that's holding you back. On that note, I'm out of here. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I had to come to you and share this with you. The time is here. I've been looking forward to this since I announced it over 2 weeks ago. I'm looking forward to it. Let's make something exceptional and extraordinary happen in your life. As I always say, I live my life on full, so that when I leave this place, I die on E. That's it for me. I'm leaving a legacy that speaks of me after I'm gone. People will know I was here long after I'm gone, because of the lives I touch, because of the difference I'm making in this world. That should be your goal. Live your life on full every day. And I promise you, when you leave this place, you will leave behind an extraordinary legacy.